Now, we are being joined by our reporters from different parts of Mumbai at this given point of time, tracking the very result day since morning. Vidya is joining us, and so is Omkar Wable. I'll take Vidya first. Vidya, very good morning to you. Firstly, it is a big day. Yesterday, we all had our eyes fixed on how the elections went about. But Vidya, would you say one thing, that over the last 9 years' time, despite this election having been delayed by a few years, while it was supposed to already take place 3-4 years back, we did not see the kind of voter turnout that one would be expecting, given this election was taking place after 9 long years since 2017.
Well, if you look at it, Mumbai basically has never really, for civics polls especially, Mumbai really hasn't ever come out much in large numbers, especially in South Mumbai. You know, where I was located yesterday, there was hardly any queues anywhere. Like, people could just go in, walk in and register their vote and come out. There was hardly any queues. On the opposite, there were other pockets, like in Worli area, I did see a lot of people standing in queues, long queues, waiting to cast their vote. So it has always been a little, lopsided, with some areas certainly not voting much, while the others doing so. However, if you look at the total voting percentage in the last 2017 election, it was around 55%. Now, this time around too, it is about 50 to 55% is what the approximate figure is. The final figure hasn't yet really been put out by the, if you remember during the assembly elections, there is this hassle that had happened, wherein the election commission had released certain data, and then suddenly the final figure had a huge jump because there were a lot of people who were voting post 6 p.m. Now, the Election Commission did not really want to get into this controversy, so refused to, put out this data for the present, and said that it will put out a 5:30 figure. Remember, 5:30 was the time when the election voting really closed yesterday. So that final figure is still to be tallied and put out officially by the Election Commission. But rough figures have been given. Say around Mumbai has about 50 to 52, 53 is what we are being told. Now, given this number, of course, it does seem very clearly that in spite of all the enthusiasm shown by the candidates, the voter turnout hasn't really been as enthusiastic.
Right, Vidya. So that is the ground reality at this given point of time that we witnessed yesterday. Omkar, coming to you next. Today is the big result day. Do help us understand one thing today. We have seen the exit polls. There's largely a saffron sweep that we are looking at. That is the trend that's been predicted by the exit polls. But on the ground, yesterday when you did go out, did you see people voting more on issues that Mumbai today faces, or was it more of a sentimental vote that they were casting, probably in support of the Thackeray brothers, the fact that they have come together after 20 long years?
Well, I think this time elections are quite complex because first thing is the voting is happening almost after 9 years, and second is almost 29 municipal corporation elections are being held at the same time in Maharashtra. So voting lethargy could be there, and the second thing is people of Maharashtra have seen two state governments in last 5 years, also two different elections. So a chaotic situation is there in Maharashtra. So even today when municipal corporation election declared, people were quite confused, like to whom they are going to vote, because there were different slogans, different parties were coming to their doors. But if you go through the exit polls, BJP is comfortably ahead right now, because if majority exit polls are showing BJP-led alliance will come in the power, and if it goes right, then I must say BJP will emerge as the largest party even in local body elections, and obviously there'll be elder brother in the UT government. But ground shows that people are quite curious, they're concerned about their local issues. And that is why Marathi voters, on which both Thackeray brothers were dependent on, the primary data shows they failed to consolidate those voters, and if that has happened, I'm sure BJP will get benefit, and the reverse consolidation, like non-Marathi people and non-Marathi voters could come together, and that's and it will indirectly indirectly help BJP in this local body contest. So it is very clear. People were asking questions on their local issues because there was no corporator, no local support present on the ground from last 4 to 5 years, because almost local body dissolved in 2022, and after that there was no support for the local people. All palikas and all local bodies were handled by the administrators.
So that's the kind of situation we are seeing, the pattern that's been followed by the voters when voting. Vidya, Omkar, thank you so much for putting it into context for our viewers and bringing us all the ground updates coming in. Whether it will be a triple engine Sarkar for Mumbai specifically is something we will wait and watch through the day. But for now, viewers, let's quickly take you through decoding Mumbai's exit polls. What has the exit polls in terms of trends suggested so far? Now, number one would be the fact that Mumbai is set for a triple engine Sarkar. How much of that is actually to turn out in the result numbers? That's something we are keeping a look at, as we have been reiterating. Takeaway two would be a clear wave of support for Fadnavis. Remember, Mumbai, Maharashtra as a whole has seen a lot of shake-ups within the political landscape in the last 9 years. So yes, that might actually have helped for the clear wave of support for Fadnavis. That is what we are looking at. Again, Thackeray pull fading in Mumbai. The two Thackeray brothers, in a spectacular moment, had joined hands together, Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray. But despite that, the sentimental value of relating to the Marathi Manus out there clearly didn't strike a chord with the voters in Mumbai. That's what at least the exit poll suggests so far. The Congress again went solo, and that indeed hurt the MVA, splitting it up with the Congress party fighting this poll solo, the BMC poll solo. That did not turn out well for them, with almost, as we were suggesting, some marginal number of seats is what we look at, with them being ahead in those. Again, both the NCP units failed to gain ground. That is also another crucial particular takeaway from this particular exit poll that we are looking at, that neither of the NCP factions indeed came out to cause a ripple or even a dent into the seats for either sides, be it the Thackerays or the Mahayuti as well. So that is the particular 5 main takeaways that we are speaking of when we speak of the BMC polls at this given point of time. And that is how people seem to have voted so far, from what our reporters could also gather on the ground when they were casting their vote. How it all turns out today is something we are keeping a close watch on right here on India Today. So yes, that will be the top focus.